Hello, Laker fans. Welcome to the Coach's Corner Show. I'm Paul Jones, director of the Touchdown Club, here with Coach Matt Gegenheimer, head coach of the Prior League football team. Today's episode is sponsored by Recreational Supply Corp. Recreational Supply Corp has everything you need, any kind of recreational trailer, kayak, paddle boat, anything you need. Get a hold of the guys over at Recreational Supply Corporation. You can also reach them at www.rcsminnesota.com. So thank you very much to them. They've been an awesome sponsor for us so far this year, and you can also find their information on the back page of the yearbook. Coach, we're 4 games into the season. We're 3-1. Why don't you just kind of walk us through where we've been so far, the highlights and some of the lowlights, and what we're going up to next.
Yeah, we started the season very well with our win over Egan. I thought we played a very complete football game for an opener with little to no mistakes in that game. And then the second week versus Lakeville South was kind of a wake-up call for us. We had a tough week of practice, and we turned the ball over too much. And it's another learning experience for our kids to know that you got to do things right week to week in order to compete. Versus Apple Valley, a very good Apple Valley team. We held them off and played a real good football game, one of our most complete games. And then finally for our third win versus Rosemont, that was the best game that we put together, both offense, defense, and special teams.
Right. Well, in that Apple Valley game, it started giving me flashbacks of 2 years ago where we beat them in overtime with a field goal as it was getting closer to the end of the game. So it was nice to end it in regulation the way we did.
Yeah. We knew they were an explosive offense, and we were trying to keep them off the field as much as we could. And with our backs against the wall, our kids made plays when they needed to.
Absolutely. And Apple Valley, an up-and-coming program, getting better every year. So
yes,
good for them. We've got Lakeville North tonight. What can we expect from them? What can we expect from us?
Lakeville North is going to be a good challenge for us, an exciting challenge. Our kids continue with the mentality of they'll play whoever, and we're going to play a solid game. I know our kids have had a great week of practice this week, and so we're really anticipating a fun night.
Right. Well, we talked earlier about how we've wrecked 2 homecomings in a row for our opponents, and tonight again is Lakeville North's homecoming, and it's also the Randy Schaefer Battle for Cancer game, which is pretty cool that we're able to be involved in something like that. But it would be nice to wreck their homecoming tonight too.
Yeah, our kids play well, and it's fun to play on other teams' homecomings as well.
And tonight's obviously a huge game, not only for the conference but for the playoff standings.
Yeah, we still control our own destiny, which is outstanding. To be 4 games in and to be able to win out and do some good things for us would be outstanding. So, kind of excited about the new playoff system and what we can do with that.
Now, who are some of the teams that we could potentially play when we do the crossover? What section do we play?
It would be Cretan Durham Halls section with Stillwater, Woodbury, and Mounds View.
Okay.
Would probably be the top teams in that
So
section.
not bad teams.
No, again, more teams that for us as a program, we need to compete with those teams.
Right, absolutely. Who are some of the players that have really stood out this year, and maybe some of the surprises that you didn't expect that have really stepped forward?
Yeah, offensively, we've been good on the ground again. With Jack Johnson leading the conference in rushing, Blake Weber has come in and played halfback and done a great job for us there. Our our offensive line is really coming along well between Ryan Landher and Drew Trabing and Cody Cohout. The mainstays from last year. They're really doing some good things, and Robbie Schultz and Luis Pinto, our 2 guards, have really come a long ways as well. And the reason we can rush the ball that well is because of what those guys are doing up front.
Right, and you and I talked earlier, watching some of those linemen is almost as entertaining as watching the ball. They're really getting after it.
Yeah, they're starting to really figure out blocking to the whistle and, keep driving and moving their feet constantly. And, again, they're the reason we're successful rushing the football.
Absolutely. What about on the defensive side of the ball?
Defensively, we've done a lot of good things. With Zane Larson and Elijah Patrick at the D line with Josh Disty working in. That's been a real good thing for us. And then our linebackers, our 2 outsides, Alex Hart and Drew Quinn, have really come a long ways as a junior, and Alex is a sophomore.
Right.
Parker Anderson continues to be one of the defensive leaders for us, and along with Blake Weber, plays both ways for us. And then our corners, Jeremy Bolks, Jazz Jay Cox have come a long ways, and Dylan Jackson and Ike Bjorklund at safety. They've done a lot for us.
Right. And then you can't forget about the kicking game.
Yeah, our special teams with Coach Service, who runs our specials. He's done an outstanding job with those kids, and Eric Tusa is a good weapon to have, and he's been able to change field position for us on punt and come through in the kicking game for us.
Yeah, he's done an awesome job, and that definitely helps with field position. We've seen that in every game we've played so far.
Yeah, this conference, every week it's about managing first downs and controlling field position, and fortunately we've been able to do that in most of our games.
Right. Well, awesome recap this year. We obviously then come home. Finally, after this week, we come home and play Kennedy. Kennedy, that's down a little bit this year, but they always have good athletes, and that'll be for homecoming, so that should be a great game here. Hopefully a big crowd.
Yeah, again, you can't take anything for granted with each team we play, but it'll be fun to get back home and play some home games.
Right, and that's October 5th, and then we go October 12th, Eastview comes here, and that's the Laker football reunion game. And this is we're celebrating 60 years of Laker football. The first team was in 1952, so it's been a long time. And we've been able to identify we're up to 9 of the first 23 players are actually going to come back to be announced at halftime of the 52 team. And, those guys are mid to late 70s. So it's pretty cool to see their passion for Laker football and that they're going to come back.
Yeah, it's exciting, especially with, qualifying for the state tournament last year, and 60 years of Prior Lake football is pretty good.
Right, so that night against Eastview, we'll be celebrating the 52, 62, all the way up to the 2002 teams. And really hats off to Richard Code, Jeff Petersmeyer, and Kay Baker for putting this whole thing together. And then the UPS stores really stepped up and helped sponsor that night and done a lot for us. And they've continued to be an awesome sponsor all year round, or all year long. October 17th, then, we host Burnsville. That's the Battle of Savage. That's senior night. That's a huge game.
Yeah, it's an emotional night being senior night, and then Burnsville's putting together a real good season, so it's a rival game, and it's going to be competitive and fun, and hopefully a good crowd and a good atmosphere.
Right, and I think Burnsville's probably the surprise of the conference so far in the league, being 3-1.
Yeah, they lost some guys last year, and Tyler Krebs, their head coach, he's a very good coach, and he's going to put together a very competitive football team.
Right. So that October 17th game, like I said, will be senior night, and also the Battle of Savage with Burnsville. And then we'll also be handing out the 2 scholarships that night that the Touchdown Club gives out, the Senior Leadership and Character Award and the Live and Right Award. And those go to 2 outstanding seniors. This is the 3rd year that we've done that, and hopefully we have some great candidates seniors step forward. We got a lot of great seniors this year, so it's going to be hard to pick.
Yeah, it's just great that the Booster Club can provide opportunities like this, and we'll have some good kids that'll win it.
Absolutely. And then October 26th is the first round of the playoffs. That's a Friday night, a little different field of playoffs this year. We will start with somebody in our section and then flip after that when we win. And it does look like we'll probably host a game, which would be awesome. Maybe 2, which would be even better. And then the 3rd round would actually be in the Dome already, right?
Yep, after 2 section games, you're a state qualifier, and then it's in the Dome.
Okay, awesome. Last thing I want to talk about just quick, the yearbook that we put together this year by the Touchdown Club. Kirsten Disty, Susie Fine, Lori Grosslug, and that entire committee have really done an awesome job with this. The picture of the 52 and then the 2012 team on the cover. And the whole membership in the Touchdown Club is just, every year it gets better and better, and the people that we have involved that support everything we do have been awesome.
Yeah, fortunately over the past few years, our Booster Club's really grown, and there's a lot of people putting a lot of time in, behind the scenes that make things special for the program.
Right. One of the nice things with the yearbook this year is we were able to, with working with PLAY, every kid that's playing football for PLAY 3rd through 8th grade gets a copy this year. And when our kids are going to be going to, varsity is going to be going to the elementary schools the week of homecoming that Friday, and we'll hopefully get them a reminder out to bring their yearbooks, and man, the little kids just love it when the varsity players come into those schools.
Yeah, we've been doing that for years, and it's a good experience for not only our kids, but the elementary kids as well.
Yeah, all the teachers and the principals love it too.
Yeah.
So that does it for this episode of the Coach's Corner. Good luck tonight, Coach, with Lakeville North, and we'll probably talk right before the playoffs.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.